No, I'm actually tearing up. Oh my god. Oh no! This shop has stuff like a withered hand laying in a glass case on a cushion. Whoa, a blood-stained pack of cards and a staring glass eye. Why does this sound like the dark web of the wizarding world? Hey guys! I am Charlotte the Starlet. These are my girls, Angel and Greta, and this is my little boy Seth. Today we're going to be reacting to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. Now, since I am a mystery/thriller writer, I don't just react, I review. And the way I do it is simple. If I like something, I add a point, starting from last video's total, and if I don't, I take one off. Right, let's jump in. Harry is in awe because compared to Uncle Vernon's house, the Weasleys' house is incredible. Ron peeks beneath one of the flower bushes and then pulls up this small leathery looking bowl thing that's wriggling around and squealing, "Get off me, get off me." She shouts that their boys went out in their car to fetch Harry during the night. Oh my days. Mr. Weasley is proud that they did that. We are at chapter 4, which is called At Flourish and Blotts. Ooh, does this mean we're gonna visit Diagon Alley again? Please tell me we are. Oh yeah, Harry's staying at the Weasley's house now. Oh my god. I'm like 5 lines into chapter 4 and I already have to give this a point. Okay, no wait. Before we award that point, let me just say, chapter 4 starts off comparing life at the Burrow, the Weasley's house, to life at Privet Drive, the Dursleys' house, right? From the sounds of it, they couldn't be more different. It says that the Dursleys always liked things neat and tidy, but the Weasley's house was bursting with the strange and unexpected. Now this is where the point comes in. The book gives an example of how life at the Weasley's house is weird, and I literally can't talk about it without smiling. And the example it gives was when Harry stood in front of a mirror one day and the mirror literally shouted back at him, "Tuck your shirt in, Scruffy." I love details like that, man. Like, oh my god, it gives me inspiration. Oh my gosh. It says that despite all the strange occurrences that frequently happen in the Weasley's home, the weirdest thing to Harry was the fact that everyone there liked him. No, I'm actually tearing up. Oh my god. Oh no. I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have a tissue, we can continue. Goodness, that's the first on this channel. Out of all the books to do it though, Chamber of Secrets is what made me shed a tear. I never would have predicted that. I cry at everything though. Anyway. Oh my god, the Weasleys are legit treating Harry like he's one of their own. It says that Mrs. Weasley would always fuss over the state of his clothes. Meanwhile, Mr. Weasley would always encourage Harry to sit next to him at the dinner table so that he could bombard him with questions about Muggle life and what it's like. So far, Mr. Weasley has asked Harry how things like the postal serving works and how plugs work. Plugs! Of all things. Oh, Okay, looks like we're heading to the main event of this chapter. After about a week of living at the Burrow, all the kids get their Hogwarts letters. Oh my god. So, the morning the letters arrive, the first one at the table is Ginny. And when Harry and Ron come downstairs and she sees Harry, she knocks her bowl of porridge to the floor, which the book says Ginny does a lot whenever she's around Harry. She drops things and knocks things over a lot. That's kind of weird. How does Harry make her clumsy like that? That seems like somewhat insignificant detail, but the reason I mentioned it anyway is because of this one description. That's again just mwah. It says that when Ginny emerged from underneath the table, her face was glowing like the setting sun. Like, damn. Anyway, just like last year, the Hogwarts letter instructs Harry and the other Weasley kids to catch the Hogwarts Express from King's Cross on September 1st. Except this year, they've got a whole new list of books. It says, second year students will require The Standard Book of Spells, Grade 2 by Miranda Goshawk, Break with a Banshee by Gilderoy Lockhart, Gadding with Ghouls by Gilderoy Lockhart, Holidays with Hags by Gilderoy Lockhart, Travels with Trolls by Gilderoy Lockhart, Voyages with Vampires by Gilderoy Lockhart, Wanderings with Werewolves by Gilderoy Lockhart, and A Year with the Yeti, also by Gilderoy Lockhart. What's going on? That's more than a bit sus. Oh my god, Gilderoy Lockhart was the guy that wrote a couple books Mrs. Weasley owns. He was only mentioned in passing in a couple of sentences last time. Why did they need all his books? Are they really that good? Or educational? Because these don't sound like textbooks or whatever. Like, the first one does, the Standard Book of Spells does, but not really any of the rest. Oh, apparently, Fred and George also need all of his books. Fred suspects that whoever the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher must be a fan of Lockhart. He also suspects that this person is going to be a witch. Don't know how he figured that out from this list alone, but who knows? Could be right. Oh, that's a good point. On the other hand, George is talking about how expensive all of this will be. Like, yeah, don't the Weasleys have like 7 kids? And if all 7 kids plus Harry need all 8 of these books that was listed on the letter, that's gonna be hella expensive. And apparently Lockhart's books are expensive on their own, so I feel a bit stressed for them. Oh my god. Even though Mrs. Weasley's body language and face shows that she is clearly worried and stressed about how much all of this will cost, she still says we'll manage. Damn. Oh, she also notes that they'll probably be able to get a lot of Ginny's stuff secondhand. Bruh! Why are Ginny's descriptions all so nice? Like, we've already had the one when she dropped her porridge, and now when Harry asks her if she's starting Hogwarts that year, it says she nodded, blushing to the roots of her flaming hair. I really admire the descriptions like that, man. Like, why can't I ever come up with something this good? Right when she did that, Percy entered the kitchen. Oh, what? So, the rest of the Weasleys are still in their pajamas and stuff, but Percy comes in brandishing his prefect badge. For what? Like, where the heck do you think you are? This ain't school. You ain't got no authority here, Percy. The way I would absolutely go out of my reach to disrespect Percy if he came and wore his prefect badge in our own home. Ain't no way you're getting me to respect that. So, a few days later, Mrs. Weasley wakes up all the kids early and gives them a quick breakfast. And then afterwards, they get all their coats on and stuff and gather around the Weasleys' fireplace. And then Mrs. Weasley offers Harry a flower pot. Why? For what? Okay, good. Harry's just as confused as I am. Not that it's a good thing Harry's confused, but at least it's not just me, you know? After Mrs. Weasley offers it to him, Harry kind of just stares back at her, and after a couple moments he's like, what am I supposed to do? Ah, thanks, Ron. He finally decides to tell his mum that Harry has never used blue powder before, whatever that is. Mrs. Weasley is on the floor, bruh. She is just flabbergasted at this. She's like, never? Then how did you get to Diagon Alley last year? And and Harry tries to explain that he went on the underground, like on the tubes and stuff. Oh, and of course that sets Mr. Weasley off. Oh my god. He's like, were there escalators? I'm assuming he means escalators. Okay, so Fred volunteers to show Harry how blue powder works. It says that Fred took out a pinch of glittering powder from the flower pot, stood right in front of the fire, and threw the powder into it. Ooh. It says that with a roar, the fire turned emerald green, rose higher than Fred, who stepped right into it and shouted, Diagon Alley, and then he vanishes. So as Fred disappears, Mrs. Weasley explains to Harry that when it's his turn, it's really important that he speaks clearly and that he gets off at the right grades. Oh no, oh no. This, just reading this is giving me anxiety. Like, not so fun fact about me, I kinda have a bit of a phobia of fire. So ain't no way I'd do this as a wizard. I'd probably choose broomsticks any day. There are an awful lot of wizard fires to choose from. So is it like getting off at the right stop on the train or the bus? Even I get anxiety doing that. Okay, so the big moment's arrived. It's Harry's turn, and as he steps into it, all the others give him a bunch of tips. Mrs. Weasley reminds him to say where he's going. Ron reminds him to keep his elbows tucked in. Then Mrs. Weasley reminds him to also keep his eyes closed. But how would he know which stop to get off at? Ron reminds him not to fidget so that he doesn't fall out at the wrong fireplace. And also not to panic if he gets out too early. He should just wait until he sees Fred and George. But what if they wander off without him first? God, this is so confusing. When Harry finally does it, it says that he felt like he was being sucked down a giant hole. He seemed to be spinning very fast. The roaring in his ears was deafening, and he tried to keep his eyes open, but seeing all the spinning green flames made him feel sick. And after lots more spinning, it says that now he felt like cold hands were slapping his face as he caught glimpses of other fireplaces and the rooms that were beyond them. Oh, okay. So, eventually, he fell forward onto a cold stone floor and felt his glasses shatter. Yeah, nah, never. I'd never do it. Like, there must be better ways of transport. When he holds his broken glasses up to his eyes and has a look around, he sees that he's on his own in a large, dimly lit wizard shop that looked nothing like Diagon Alley and housed items he'd probably never need for Hogwarts. This shop has stuff like a withered hand laying in a glass case on a cushion, whoa, a blood-stained pack of cards, and a staring glass eye. Why does this sound like the dark web of the wizarding world? Oh my god! Is it actually? It says that evil-looking masks slid down from the walls and an assortment of human bones lay upon the counter. Like, don't ask me how I know, but you can literally find those on the dark web. It also has rusty spiked instruments hanging from the ceiling. Oh my gosh, I don't like this. This is creeping me out. Ooh. So Harry finally looks outside of the shop and he realizes this definitely ain't no Diagon Alley. No way. Right, so as Harry's about to leave, the last two people Harry wanted to see just happened to walk into the shop right at that moment. Do you know who these people were? Draco Malfoy and his father. So it's obvious that this is a shady kind of shop in a shady part of town. What the heck are Draco and his dad doing there? What business could they possibly have? Mr. Malfoy rings a bell on the shop's front counter and he says, "Touch nothing, Draco." As he says this though, a stooping man appeared behind the counter. Oh my god! Bruh, the book roasted him in the descriptions. This guy behind the counter is like, "Oh, Mr. Malfoy, what a pleasure to see you again." And the book's just like, "Said Mr. Borgin," in a voice as oily as his hair. Like, damn! After that, this Borgin guy tells Mr. Malfoy that he has something to show him. However, Mr. Malfoy stops him and says that he's not buying anything today. He's just selling something. Like what? Ooh, Mr. Malfoy says, "You may have heard that the Ministry is conducting more raids." From the sounds of it, Mr. Malfoy is worried that the Ministry might conduct a raid on him and his home and his family. He says, "I have quite a few items at home that might embarrass me." Don't we all? Ugh. And then he starts going on about how for now the Malfoy name is still respected and intact. However, these days the Ministry have become more meddlesome. And he even mentions Mr. Weasley by name as someone who is responsible for that. When Harry overhears that, it says he felt a hot surge of anger, which is sweet. Oh, and then Draco interrupts, points to the hand on the cushion, and asks his dad if he can have it. Apparently it's called the Hand of Glory. If you put a candle in it, it gives light to only the holder. Best friend of thieves and plunderers. This Borgin guy really is a salesman. Oh snap! Mr. Malfoy takes that chance to roast his boy a bit. He's like, "I hope my son will amount to more than a thief or a plunderer. Though if his school marks don't pick up, maybe that is all he's fit for." Damn! Oh my days. Draco blames his failure on the teachers and other students like Hermione. It's not her fault you're incompetent, Draco. Then his dad literally says he should be ashamed that a muggle-born wizard beat him in every exam. Anyway, after that minor distraction, Mr. Borgin and Mr. Malfoy start to haggle. Draco's getting closer and closer to Harry's hiding place. Okay, thank goodness. Right as Draco is about to find Harry's hiding place, his dad finishes up his business at the shop, calls Draco back to him, and then they both leave. Then after that, Borgin disappears into a back room and Harry seizes that moment to escape. Well, damn, that was weird. What were they even doing there? Anyway, that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give the like button and the notification bell a little kiss. And subscribe to become a Starlet. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. And if you have read something that you want me to react to, let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Bye!